Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a pile of possibilities that I'm going to read between the months of October and November. There are two books on here that I am for sure going to read. They are my Christian nonfiction that I will read on Sundays. The first book up that is a for sure is Cold Case Christianity by J. Warner Wallace. I have started it once and then for some reason I just didn't pick it back up again, and so this will be the first one that I start, not next Sunday or this upcoming Sunday, but the Sunday afterward, the first Sunday in October. This is what I'm going to be starting. Then once that is done, this is the next for sure book, and that is Heart of Fire, 8 Women in the Underground Church and Their Stories of Costly Faith. Plan on reading this as well. This was put together by the Voice of the Martyrs, so hoping to get to those two books and finishing them within, I'm hoping actually this one to be for the month of October and this one for the month of November on those Sundays. Getting them done. Now, this next one, these are possibilities. The first book is a author and a series that is highly talked about that I've seen on BookTube. And that is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I've seen this everywhere, especially this year. I've seen this pretty much almost everywhere this year. And it's another epic fantasy, so definitely going to try it out. These next two books I have read before in my 20s. It was back when I wasn't a fan of classics, didn't really give them much of a chance. I thought both books were boring, but I thought one was a little bit better than the other. These are classics that are very known, especially around October, because a lot of people tend to read them around this time. The first one being Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This one I did not like. I really did not like Frankenstein the first time that I read it. So, now that I'm in my 30s and I'm finding that my reading tastes have changed drastically since the last time I read this, I'm going to give it another go. Along with that is Dracula by Bram Stoker. As you can see, I have a couple annotations, but not a lot. And I like this more than Frankenstein, but the beginning was really slow. From, what's his name, Jonathan? I think that's his name. Yeah. Either way, the guy that's going to Dracula's castle, I think his name is Jonathan. That whole journey up to the castle was boring. The whole time he was at Castle Dracula, I thought it was boring. Like I said, now that my reading tastes have changed drastically, I might actually enjoy this book. The next one I have is, I got something on the cover. Anyway, this is by an indie author. I found her on Instagram and I pre-ordered this before she released it, and it's the first book in the Tindoria Chronicles. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But this is Prisoners of Thornbrill by Hannah Pennington. And look at that cover. Besides right there, I have something on it. I need to go clean it off. But She just also released the second book in this series, and I want to say that was last month, if not the month prior to that. And it's got a green cover, and it's really, really pretty. The next two books are by an author I found to love around the spooky season. She is a Christian author, and she does dual timeline also. Absolutely love her books. And the first book that I'm going to read is The Curse of Misty Wayfair by Jamie Jo Wright. Look at that cover. It's so pretty and spooky. I love all of her covers. And I do plan on having all of her books, even the ones that weren't necessarily my favorite. I still loved them, and the covers, again, are absolutely beautiful. So this is the first book of hers that I'm going to read. I plan to read this one and her other book, because I think these two are probably going to be for sure's the last week of October, during that week. And the second book that it is The House on Foster Hill. And again, look at that. It is so, so pretty. Absolutely love it. I bought this one used, so it's a little banged up. It was once a library book, so that's kind of why. But I really can't wait for this one. This one is pretty. And to be honest, I don't know what most of these books I haven't read yet. I don't know what they're about because I forgot to explain. I tend to go into books blind. I don't really dig that deep into the synopsis. I just tend to pick up a book and read, and that sometimes that comes back on me. But finally, the last book on my TBR for the fall will be kind of a hyped up book. There is a spin-off series that I'm really wanting to read of this, but everyone that I know that has read both book series, say that you should read this one first to get the full enjoyment of the spin-off series, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I only have the first book in this series as well. I don't even know what the second book is called, to be honest. And I think it's a trilogy. I'm gonna have to double check. I think this is a trilogy. So this one really scares me because, again, it's a hyped up book, and me and hyped up books don't tend to mesh well. So we will see how this goes. I might read this after one of my planned series after Lord of the Rings. So, with that being said, that is. Let me get these in order. Oh my goodness, they're all gonna fall on me, I bet. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. And there is my fall TBR. If you have read any of these books, please let me know what you thought of them. No spoilers, please. And are any of these books on your TBR? Also let me know that in the comments. With that, have a great night, guys. Bye!